Hi, I'm Jack Tolman, Executive Director for Norwood Community Media. The year 2020 started off much like any other. Winter sports were in full swing, local boards and committees were meeting several nights a week, and the Norwood Senior Center was busy as ever with winter programs. We had begun pre-production for one of our biggest live events of the year, Dancing with the Norwood Stars. In late January, our Board of Health Director, Sigal Reese, filmed a brief PSA about a virus that had just started spreading in China called the coronavirus. NCM's response to the COVID-19 pandemic began on March 5th when 11 town officials and 19 other residents were asked to self-quarantine as a result of being exposed to a person diagnosed with COVID-19. The Board of Health and the Board of Selectmen needed to disseminate accurate information quickly, and NCM provided the outlet via all our digital media channels. NCM informed the public by producing and broadcasting Board of Health and Norwood Hospital PSAs with the most up-to-date information and medical tips. We repurposed state and national PSAs, as well as produced our own PSAs to reinforce the messages of our local officials. The town manager and school superintendent utilized our resources to share their messages, and we rebroadcast their weekly Facebook Live sessions. We even carried a Skype interview with our town manager while he was quarantined with COVID-19. NCM created video versions of town press releases. We broadcast local government virtual meetings live and provided public safety updates from both our fire and police chiefs. At the end of every week, Norwood News included complete COVID-19 coverage.
Hi folks, General Manager Tony Musico here, coming to you with a special monthly update. As many of you may be aware, on Wednesday, Governor Baker ordered that all non-essential businesses remain closed until May 4th. Here's what this means for us here in Norwood. Town Hall will remain closed to the public with services available online or via appointment. Schools are closed until May 4th. The Civic and the library will remain closed to the public and only offering services that can be offered remotely or without congregating. This may have an impact on seasonal programming. It's still too early to determine that yet. Current operational changes as a result of COVID-19 at the Norwood Fire, Norwood Police, Norwood Light, and the Public Works Department will remain in effect until at least May 4th.
I would like to let the public know that at this point we have decided to basically break the department up into smaller satellite stations. The reason we're doing this is to maintain social distancing amongst the members of the department so we can protect their health and well-being, and in doing so then we can fully protect the people of the town of Norwood. Currently, we have an engine and 2 ambulances running out of the main station on Manhattan Street. The rec department has kindly let us use the Civic Center, where we have a ladder truck and a crew quartered up at the Civic Center. And at the old light department building on Central Street, we have our lead engine and we have a crew of a lieutenant and 3 firefighters there. The engine is housed under a tent up at the old light department building. I don't want the public to think that anything is out of the ordinary because of that. We have the COVID-19 pandemic going on, but it is strictly to protect the engine from the elements.
Other changes here at the hospital, entrances. So we are working on restricting our entrances. So the entrance at the LaRusso building with the large overhang on the front of Washington Street is now permanently closed until further notice. That leaves our Draper entrance open, which is again on Washington Street, and then our emergency main entrance, which is in the back of the building where most of the parking is. Those entrances are being staffed with individuals in the front. They will be open normal business hours. Emergency department entrance is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you come to the hospital, you will be asked why you are here, if you're feeling well, if you've done any travel to endemic areas that are being hit hard like China, Italy, Iran, etc. We want to make sure that if you aren't feeling well or if you've been in those areas, that we ask that you not come to the hospital to visit people.
Hi, Sigal Reese, Norwood's Public Health Director. I want to remind residents that we are still following the governor's guidelines to stay home as much as possible. But I also want people to know it's okay to go outside and enjoy the outdoors. You can take a walk with your family or take a bike ride and get some exercise. But it's also important to maintain that social distancing from others and that 6-foot separation. You can also wash your hands before you leave and when you come home. But the most important thing is to avoid gathering in large groups. We don't want to see groups of people playing basketball or other contact sports, and we need to maintain social distancing. So definitely go out, enjoy the fresh air, but do it in a safe way, and together we can all stop and slow the spread of COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Mike Maloof, and I'm the news director. Here at NCM, we produce a weekly newscast, Norwood News, that airs every single Friday and recaps the week that was here in Norwood. Each newscast includes department updates, weekly government recaps, and sports and school reports. 2020 was an extremely important year for us to provide the news to the residents of Norwood. Although it proved challenging at times, we pride ourselves in the fact that we did not miss a single week due to the shutdowns and closings. Throughout the shutdowns, we not only provided critical information from town departments such as the health department and the town manager's office, but we also provided stories of local residents and business owners doing their part to help their neighbors. As Norwood and the rest of the country started to reopen, Norwood News was the place to receive how the phased reopenings would impact our residents. In June, outdoor dining began in Massachusetts, and Norwood News was there to provide coverage for our residents.
The state announced some big news on Saturday that Phase 2 would begin on Monday. NCM's Brian Boudreau focuses on the new outdoor seating and filed this report.
Earlier this week, Governor Baker announced that we've entered Phase 2 of his reopening plan. Part of Phase 2 allows for outdoor dining. Here in Norwood, the Board of Selectmen, the Board of Health, the DPW, and the Town Planner have all worked together to help Norwood restaurants take their first steps into normalcy. As you travel through Norwood, you'll see many residents are venturing out of their homes and taking advantage of this outdoor dining.
Oh, I think it's awesome that they finally opened back up, finally getting the opportunity to go and eat again. It's strange being on the street. For the first time, I've experienced dining outside in Norwood Center, which I didn't think I was going to do this year, but it was actually a great experience, and I'm hoping to do it again sometime this week.
It's awesome to see other people, first and foremost. Or wait, no, that's not true. It's awesome not to have to cook. And you know what, just missing all of the people that we normally come. We come here often, so it's great.
Restaurants have been able to provide takeout during COVID-19. This new outdoor seating allows for their staff to reconnect with their regular customers as well as new ones. Phase 2 has sparked creativity in the town, and there are many ways you can eat outside.
It's good. Just I feel like it's life in the town right now. It's very good, and the people excited to go out again, like something good new in Norwood.
Everything's kind of feeling back to normal, and seeing our customers that have been coming here for years. It's been really nice to have everyone kind of back. It's a nice sense of community.
Phase 2 provides the opportunity to get a taste for dining out again. This alfresco setup has created a new atmosphere here in Norwood and is bringing the community back together again. For Norwood News, I'm Brian Boudreau.
Throughout the remainder of the year, Norwood News continued to cover stories like this and provide critical information from department directors. In all, we produced 50 newscasts that average 30 minutes in length.
Hello there, my name is Brian Nutt and I'm the sports coordinator here at NCM. The Mustang season at the beginning of 2020 was at its peak. Plenty of high-level competition and tournament action. Then, a global pandemic put the entire sports landscape on pause, ultimately canceling the remainder of winter playoffs and the entire spring sports season. When the community started its reopening in the summer, so did sports. NCM's first live sports broadcast in over 4 months was the newly formed Norwood MIBL League game, as they took on action in the summer night baseball contest. It was the beginning of a gradual turn in the right direction for Norwood sports. Towards the end of the summer, news came in that there would be an athletic season, but with limited to 0 fans in attendance. NCM was at the forefront of all the action, broadcasting over 30 different sporting events, including live coverage of all JV and varsity field hockey and soccer games, with recorded coverage of cross country and golf, bringing NCM's total amount of shows in 2020 to over 50 total broadcasts. Our incredible volunteer commentary teams and NCM crew helped ease the worry of not being able to see the game in person and enjoy Mustang action from your living room, live on the NCM cable channels and streaming live at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.
Hi, I'm Megan Corbett, Station Manager. Norwood Community Media takes great pride in their weekly government coverage for the town of Norwood. On average, NCM covers 5 meetings each week, with at least 3 to 4 of them being live. As with mostly everything, COVID forced NCM to reinvent the way we would operate government coverage. The town of Norwood started using the go-to meeting platform after the initial shutdown, and NCM was right there to cover meetings live, using the switcher in our studio, as well as remotely from our homes using a Chromebook, an Anycast video switcher, and transmitting the signal with IP broadcast equipment back to our head end. With the Board of Selectmen meeting a few times in person, socially distanced, NCM stepped right up so the community could watch the meeting for vital information about the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020, NCM covered 281 government meetings.
So the red line is cumulative cases. So that's adding up all our cases really since the first day of March 1st. And that's the increase of all cases. The blue line is the weekly count of cases. And we can see, we start out with 5, we went to 11, 34. So this is the number we have for that week indicated below on the graph. We did see a little, a plateau between from the 4th to the 11th and then the 12th to the 18th. This number here at the end, I think, is a little deceiving. It looks pretty small right now with 34 last week. I would say when I run this at the end of this week, I bet that number will go up because of the delay in reporting.
In addition to informing the public, NCM continued to focus on keeping the community connected and promoting the good that was happening around our town. Norwood is a tight-knit community that thrives on supporting each other in times of need. NCM produced several restaurant PSAs to promote local takeout dining and provided updates about the local business community and reopening. Stories on the Norwood Public Schools, the Senior Center, and the town's food programs directed those in need to the right place for food. Programming included at-home exercise shows for seniors twice a day, and we partnered up with our neighboring community media stations and we shared a variety of our programs. One of our favorite stories is a grassroots effort, Making Masks in Norwood, that has to date sewn more than 10,000 masks for medical facilities in need and is still going strong. Those support organizations have all utilized NCM to spread the word, whether it is a story on Norwood News, a PSA, or a community announcement. Finally, our first full-staff production since the pandemic began, NCM broadcast the Norwood High School graduation ceremonies. This was a live, 3-camera shoot that captured all of the special pieces of a rather unique graduation day for our seniors. A truly rewarding experience that was streamed and viewed live by friends and families who could not be present for the big day. Norwood's town election also looked different due to COVID-19. Normally produced inside the town hall, our annual election show this year was held outside in front of the Norwood Town Hall under the lights. During the pandemic, NCM has demonstrated its value to the residents, businesses, and town officials of Norwood. NCM is a vital source of information and we are essential to the town of Norwood. Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.